Hello, boys and girls. Got another video for you fine folks on the internet today here. Another installment in the Matthew Buckley Talks music series. The third in the trilogy of album reviews focusing on Linda Perhacs. Today, looking at her third full-length album released in 2017 by Omnivore Recordings, I'm a Harmony. Now, this is it was initially issued, as I said, in 2017 on CD by Omnivore, and the following year, in 2018, it was issued as a Record Store Day exclusive double vinyl. So that's what this is here, which is exciting because it has it's actually spread over 3 sides, the album is, and then the 4th side has some extra bonus cuts, which is nice. So a little background, as I said before in my second video, in my video about her second album, I should say, I had already spoken a bit about her personal background, so if you want to know more about that, check out the first video I did about her first album, Parallelograms. But otherwise, a little background about this particular album. After finding her second album, The Soul of All Natural Things, which was her first in 44 years, so warmly received, Linda quietly spent the next 3 years crafting a new set of songs for another follow-up album. And continuing the trend from her previous album, there are a number of collaborations on this record, and 11 of the songs are co-written with primary collaborators Chris Price and Fernando Perdomo, who had both recently worked with singer-songwriter Emmett Rhodes on his fantastic 2016 album Rainbow Ends, another artist who went 40 years without making an album. And there's also some co-writes with Julia Holter as well. The album cover even states the voice and vision, you probably can't see it from this angle, but it states the voice and vision of Linda Perhacs in collaboration with Fernando Perdomo, Julia Holter, Pat Sansone, Chris Price, Nels Cline, Glenn Caci, The Autumn Defense, Durga McBroom, Letty Garcia, Michelle Vidal, Devendra Banhart, Mark Pritchard, Augustin, listing all these various collaborators she's got on this project. So anyway, side 1 opens with Winds of the Sky, which begins with Linda's wispy vocals before a powerful drum beat rolls in. It's another one of her songs seemingly directed towards God or the source. And it features an electric guitar solo from guest guitarist Nels Cline of Wilco. As Linda sings on in the vocal coda, Cline just wails on his guitar into infinity through the fade. It's good stuff. The next track, We Will Live, begins with finger-picked guitar and ghostly vocals. It invokes the imagery of some sort of enchanted forest. Listed as featured artists are indie singer-songwriter Julia Holter, who provided keyboards and backing vocals, and experimental folk singer-songwriter Devendra Banhart, who delivers the closing Spanish spoken word segment. The following track is the title cut, which also lists Julia Holter as a featured artist. She shares the lead vocals on the song, and roughly halfway through, the song builds up to a hard left turn of psychedelic effects and edits, a delightful stoned-out excursion into noise before drifting back into harmonious lysergic bliss. The final verse is given a delicate and hushed delivery from Perhacs, a quiet end to side 1. Side 2 opens with The Dancer, which kicks off with a very hooky guitar riff. Perhacs delivers a strong vocal as well. There are sprinkles of lovely percussion. The song has very tight production. The next track, Crazy Love, has such a laid-back feel. It really sounds like it would, be right at home as a radio hit in the 60s or early 70s. There's love is just a wow. The wow section, both vocally and musically, is such Beatlesque pop. The way it kind of just builds up to it. The featured artist is the Autumn Defense, side project of multi-instrumentalist Pat Sansone and bass player John Sturratt, both of Wilco. This track is easily a highlight of the album for me. I love it. The following track, Take Your Love to a Higher Level, is a more modern-sounding song. It features backing vocals from Durga McBroom, known for singing backing vocals with Pink Floyd over the years, and Michelle Vidal, whom I found very little on through a cursory search. She is not the model that comes up, I will tell you that. The song has very tribal percussion, which matches the tribal-like chanting of the chorus. And the next track, Eclipse of All Love, features co-lead vocals from Pat Sansone, who also contributes guitar, keyboards, and percussion to the rest of the album. The song asks the heavy questions. Ain't it a shame when we are to blame? The following song, One Full Circle Around the Sun, lightens the mood. A fairly stripped acoustic song. A lovely vocal from Linda with a lovely set of lyrics. Another one of my favorites on the album, to be sure. Such a sweet-sounding song. And side 2. And side 3 opens with Beautiful Play, which features lead vocals from Julia Holter. The song is a lovely psychedelic acoustic ballad. I thoroughly enjoy Holter's sort of dotted vocal delivery. It's very soft but deliberate. Another, highlight of the album. And then the next track, Visions, begins slowly. A psychedelic touch of harmonies from Julia Holter, listed again as a featured artist. Somewhere in the middle of the song, acoustic guitars and Linda's vocals fall away, drifting into a meandering psychedelic soundscape. After drifting through the haze, plenty of wordless vocals from Julia and all sorts of meandering psychedelic sounds. After drifting through that haze, the acoustic guitar and main melody fall back into place. It's definitely a 5-star song. I can't do it justice. The following track, You Wash My Soul in Sound, is another more bare acoustic song. Linda's layered vocals are the focal point. English electronic musician Mark Pritchard is listed as a featured artist, but a closer look at the liner notes shows him to be credited not with instrumental or vocal contributions, but production duties. Linda's voice lifts us to the end of the song and the end of the original album, and side 3. Side 4 of the vinyl contains exclusive bonus cuts, as I said, not available on the CD release. The first of these tracks is Smile, I've Come to See You, a fast-paced, upbeat song about trying to be happy, even if it hurts, as they sing. It lists session musician Fernando Perdomo as a featured artist. He supplies co-lead vocals and plays all instruments on the song. He also provides guitars, bass, and keyboards, and percussion throughout the rest of the album as well. The next track, Ugly Girl, is actually credited to Augustin featuring Linda Perhacs. Acoustic guitars and piano supplied by French musician Augustin are he plays very well, and he duets on vocal with Linda. They are accompanied by violin. The mix is quite rough, but the music is utterly sublime, just lovely. A highlight of the outtakes, I guess I could say. The next track is notated as an unfinished demo of She Was Like a Bird. And again, the mix is clearly rough, but the song has a great piano vocal section, and the mood set in the other sort of beatboxing section is delightfully eerie. Chris Price is listed as a featured artist, providing all instrumentation. And the following track is notated as a phone demo of One Full Circle Around the Sun. And it's just a downright gorgeous and pretty decent quality for presumably being recorded on a phone. It's a gorgeous run through of the song with Linda wordlessly vocalizing along, kind of doing a little bit of scat vocal along with the melody. It's just sheer simple musical bliss. Maybe the best thing on the entire vinyl set, in my opinion. And side 4. So, final thoughts. For the third time in a row, Linda, with varying amounts of help from her friends, crafted a magnificent album. Spread across 3 sides of vinyl, these songs channel the aesthetic that had its genesis with her first album, Parallelograms. These songs are rooted in spirituality, community, and communion, and feature so many collaborators across the board, and yet nothing of that spirit is lost. One quality that struck me is, the quality of some of the songs. Some of them have, that has existed in doses, I should say, throughout her catalog, pun intended. Each album has at least a few songs where things turn left and things get hazy. The psychedelic dial is turned up to 11, and the listener is carried through a swirling soundscape of drifting voices and effects before the familiar melody reestablishes itself. This happens in the title cut of Parallelograms. This happens in Prisms of Glass off The Soul of All Natural Things. It happens in Visions on this album. There are other songs, of course, but those are 3 prime examples. That unique quality is consistent through songs on all 3 of her albums, over 47 years now. Qualities like that are part of what make her such a singular artist, and her quiet dedication to her craft ensures that any sort of art she produces is truly a gift for the world to treasure. So let me get you guys a better look here. I got it in a kind of a sleeve that'd be a pain in the ass to take the record out of, so let me just try to hopefully get it away from the glare. As you can maybe see, the voice and vision of Linda Perhacs. Nice, cool shot of Linda there. Some crazy exposure stuff going on. A-side label, pretty basic. B-side label has the actual information of tracks. And more or less the same with sides C and D. pretty nice set, and it sounds good. I've listened to the set probably 3 or 4 times now in preparation for the video here. I'd actually not listened to the vinyl until recently. I've had the CD for a little while, but hearing the bonus cuts was really nice. And here's the insert. According to the hype sticker, a random number of these inserts were signed by Linda, but of course mine was not. Oh well. Get some lyrics on this side. This side is a picture of Linda and some credits down here. All that good stuff. Things people like me care about. Just weirdo things. But anyways, this album is really quite fine, and I can't say enough good about it. I can't say enough good about Linda. This woman has managed to, again, as I said, carry across a consistent aesthetic that, over 40 plus years, 47 plus years now with this release, that is just to die for. So I'd easily rate this album, again, like I did her previous one, 8 out of 10. It's not, quite, like change your life, but it is solid. It's quality. It's very well crafted, especially for, something that has so many cooks in the kitchen. That is a feat in and of itself. So let me know in the comments what you think. I've been rambling quite a bit here. Let me know in the comments if you've heard this particular album, I'm a Harmony, or if you've heard any of Linda's other work, whether it be any of her other 2 other albums that I've previously reviewed, or any of her collaborations with outside artists. Let's get a discussion flowing in the comments. And if you haven't seen either of my 2 reviews about her other 2 albums, definitely check those out. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate any and all viewership, and keep tuning in, because I'll keep it coming at you. So once again, this has been Matthew Buckley Talks Music with Linda Perhacs. I'm a Harmony. Music is the best.